Hi guys, I'm gonna keep it coming to you. Then how's everybody doing? Welcome back to another comic book special. It's not really my weekly review, guys. Don't worry, I haven't finished all my books yet. But I'm here to, as promised, like I said, I'm here to, for all those who are new, my comic book specials are books that I read on the side, or you just don't see, you don't see me review in my main review. These are books that I collect over time, especially if they're mini series or so. And this was a book that it it was recommended to me, but really not because I already had it on my radar. But I appreciate people recommending me books. But it was a book that I'm really a mark for. I As Blue Goblin is maybe a zombie nerd, I'm a ninja nerd. I'm a ninja samurai nerd. I love that stuff. I love the concept of ninja. I love the concept of samurai. I love the history of both characters, both individuals. What is real? What's not real? What is just pure myth? What is pure legend? Who was the first? Was it real? Things like that. And this series came along. The first volume of this series, which is created by Aspen's Comic, and they're celebrating their 10th year. 10 years they've been a decade of Aspen Comics. They started in 2003, and it's 2013. So congratulations, man. So the series I'm talking about here is this the first volume of this series, known as Legend of the Shadow Clan. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's the 5th one. The 5th one came out, I believe, last week or this week or so. So I waited till they wrapped it up to really review it. I'm going to review this as a whole instead of by single issue, but this right here, the story was written by David Wool and Brad Foxhubbin. I hope I'm saying their name right. Artwork done by Corey Smith. Artwork was really good by all 5 parts. So the gist of the whole volume of this story is basically this. It's the way I looked at it was, how far can you carry a grudge? That's kind of it. Simple. How far can one carry a grudge? And in this story, we get kind of a story told by, you can kind of say, the main antagonist of this whole volume. Name is Koji Torukurai, and he talks about how his clan of ninja worked for a famous overlord, or famous of history, Oda Nobunaga. Once again, give a little history during the feudal Japan, during the war, during the war of Ozumaza and things like that. Classic legend, especially if you know your Japanese history, you understand who he's talking about. But in the concept of this, he's telling a story and how Lord Oda Nobunaga wanted to basically wanted to unify all of Japan under one rule. Now, you can kind of say that was a bold strategy. It came to come off a little bit of arrogance, and then he also goes in that his clan served under him loyally, even though Nobunaga, a lot of his friends and family, he couldn't even trust. And he goes on to talk about there was someone betrayed, and that's what led to Nobunaga's downfall. And so we get a gist of that. and that's where it kind of gives you the kind of like the centerpiece of the story of this is pretty much the focal point of the series. Is like this, they're carrying a grudge, over a centuries grudge, and they still want to know who is responsible for it. So then we enter pretty much the Himura family. No, they're not related to Kenshin Himura. No, but the Himura family is a Japanese family. I believe their kids are probably Japanese American that are grow up in Brooklyn, New York, and these are some of the kids right here. These are the kids. Uh, we have the youngest, Pogo, who is pretty much Pogo is like the brain, like the computer geek of the group. We have Morgan, who is like the straight age student, but she's also into martial arts and fencing and things like that. And then we have um, uh, Bryden, who is pretty much kind of like the less zealous type of character. Like he's always almost in detention a lot and things like that. And then of course he has his mother, Richard, his father Richard, and their mother, what was her name? Evie. Uh, and they pretty much it feels like they're just a normal family just living in New York. And of course, there's a grandfather that they are kind of forbidden to stay away from it. And that's where it also gets a little bit in depth. You're like, okay, why should they stay away from their grandfather? What's going on? And that is where once again the plot starts thickening, and it comes to realize that their family, this family right here, later on we get to know some more about their family tree, their ancestry, and their father Richard Himura basically witnesses Koji Temuzaki's clan. They're still around, still working for someone, still dishing out orders, just as still the ninja way. And but they've gotten a little, because of the times, they've gotten a lot of things have changed. But there's Mr. Himura basically saw one of the ninja carrying out their mission, and he actually killed him. So then that's where it gets even worse. Now Mr. Koji Tokurai now wants to know who these people are, who is this family, how could they be able to kill one of us, things like that. They have to be skilled, and that's where it gets picked up again. The plot it's so good because Mr. Woolman keeps throwing more center plots, like bam, okay, here's another one, bam, there you go, here's another one, bam, here's another one, and then it gets you more involved with the family, and it also gets you more involved with, okay, what makes this family tick, will they survive, things like that. And it just really told a very good story. It is what I won't spoil the family tree, but let's just say when they do get to meet their grandfather finally, when he finally tells them more about, especially he tells Braden about the what's going on, then he starts to realize, okay, why the Tokurai clan are after the Himuras. But this was really, really good. I very much enjoyed the first volume. Now I say first volume because this is only the first volume. The second volume will come out next year, so I'm gonna be all over that. I thought this was a very good storytelling of a family who sometimes it's basically, also you could put in there, a family that really didn't know too much about their origin. It's like it's trying to say like, okay, you are your family, and you go and research your back history. You find out that your ancestor, your great 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 grandfather, hell, let's just say curiosity, or out of the woodwork, your great great grandfather was Blackbeard the pirate. You'd be like, what the hell? Like, holy shit! Like, I'm related to Blackbeard, something like that. You know, this is kind of what it's like in a sense. Now, I won't spoil too much, but very good storytelling, very good. It very much gave you a lot of just you really were on the edge of your feet when you're reading this. You really fall in love with the kids. Even the twins. There are two sets of twins in here that seem to always be around Braden, and we kind of find out later on what their purpose is. I won't spoil that. But issue 1 was really good. That just really got you in depth into the Himura family. Issue 2 really got you more into the plot and what goes on. And then issue 3 and 4 is just 3 to 5 is all about survival and trying to stay alive, trying to stay one step ahead of the Tokurai ninja clan. And it's dialogue heavy at times, guys, but then there's some good action scenes. But it's not saturated in action, that because sometimes action can, too much action can turn you off from the book. But this is it doesn't. I love the covers. The covers are really nice, but a lot of that stuff doesn't happen. But the covers are really pretty, very well drawn. I found it very good to showcase, heroes or so that are pretty much uh, they're Asian. It's more about it's a different ethnicity, and I like that. I love when comic companies or so showcase that the heroes come in all different colors and shapes and forms and things like that. And that's what this did. That's exactly what Legends of the Shadow Clan did. Now, I cannot wait to next year to get the second volume. Now, do I recommend it? Yes, that's why I do these specials. These are books that I do recommend. And I do recommend you picking up Legends of Shadow Clan. You won't be disappointed, I promise you. Especially if you're a ninja mark like me. So it's like you're just putting more fire on, more wood into the fire, and just, or let's just say you put kerosene on there, but it was really fun. It was a really good story, very fun. You really fall in love with the Mora family very much. Like I said, from Bryden to Pogo to Morgan, and Richard and his wife Evie, you fall in love with them with a lot of sincerity. But the main gist it is mainly about, yes, how far can one carry a grudge, and this grudge, centuries, 3, 4, 5 centuries years old. So it's like, okay, that's one hell of a grudge to be carrying. But very good stuff from Legend of the Shadow Clan. And I hope you guys enjoy it. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun reading. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And then that's my brother Kid saying peace, and stay tuned for you guys. Thank you for watching this comic book review special once again. You'll see me guys from time to time do more of these, like I said, whenever I feel like it, and most of the time, but as always, I'm everywhere. You can catch me on Twitter, you can catch me on Facebook, Tumblr, wherever you can catch me. I'll be around. But other than that, you guys take care, and I'll see you guys later.